Square Enix just dropped a wonderful recap of the 20th anniversary event that was held in Japan on April 10th, 2022. For those that don't remember, this was an in-person celebration featuring art, merchandise, live musical performances, and staff interviews that was capped off by a brand new trailer for Dark Road, Missing Link, and Kingdom Hearts 4. Today's video was a quick recap of that celebration, allowing the vast majority of audiences that didn't get the opportunity to attend in person a chance to see what the event was like, and I highly encourage you to check out the video for yourself. The video ended with a very quick teaser for the long awaited finale of Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. The finale was originally slated for September of 2021, then delayed until winter of 2022, then delayed again for an unspecified amount of time, before finally being announced for August of 2022. And now, we finally have the actual confirmed date, August 26th, only 2.5 short weeks away. Both the Japanese and English versions of this trailer each stated that August 26th was the date, so hopefully we don't have a repeat of the Union Cross finale, where this dummy sat here waiting for the English version of the finale that wouldn't come out for another 10 days. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We saw a tiny peek at some lore. A person in a blue robe was cradling Xehanort as a toddler or a young child by a fire on the Destiny Islands. We see 2 lines spoken by this mysterious figure. There is still so much left to tell. Perhaps it's time. For those unfamiliar with who this mysterious person in the blue robe is, I highly recommend watching the ending of Union Cross. But for those that want a reminder, when the baby Xehanort was born in Scarlet Kylam, he was regretfully placed in the care of this mysterious person, who took him to Destiny Islands to be raised. I may be reading too much into this, but it seems like the person's presence somehow protects the child Xehanort from his future, time-traveling self. We only saw a brief moment of this life. The pair arrived at Destiny Islands, and Xehanort was presumably raised until he was a young teenager, and it was about this time that the older person passed away. I imagine the scene was largely symbolic, but if we combine this scene with the opening of Dark Road, the implication seems to be that as soon as the person in the blue coat passed away, that is when Xehanort's Heartless was able to make contact with him, and complete the time-traveling loop that leads him to becoming a Heartless in the first place. We can glean some tiny details from the background of the shot. The tiny seaside shack that the Destiny Islands kids would play in as children, I guess is evidently where the baby Xehanort was raised, or at least that's the impression that I get from the lit candle that sits on a table within the shack. Did the person in blue create all the crude structures of this island by hand, forgoing the use of a keyblade or any other magical tool, providing shelter and entertainment for the boy in whatever way they could? Back to what this person said. I really like the framework of the young Xehanort being told a story. It feels like a nice conclusion to the Key, Unchained Key, Union Cross, and Dark Road arc that began with the opening of the pop-up book and Kairi's grandmother telling this story. I'm clearly speculating now, but I feel like this scene might even close Dark Road. After all, Dark Road is Xehanort's story, so why would the blue-coated man be telling it to Xehanort? Feels more likely to me that they are telling Xehanort a story about their past life in Scarlet Kylam, perhaps of their much younger days. Perhaps this is a natural lead-in to get people interested in Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. After all, that game will at least be able to make Square Enix some money, whereas they can never make another cent from Union Cross and Dark Road. If this person knows who Xehanort will grow up to be, then it seems likely that they have access to the Book of Prophecies, or some other method of seeing forward through time. And given the Book of Prophecies was last in Ephemer's possession, before possibly being given back to Brain after he arrives in Scarlet Kylam, and because of Ephemer and Brain's connection to the baby Xehanort's past life, I do get the feeling that the blue-coated person might be one of these two. Or, I don't know. Are they not actually talking to Xehanort at all? Are they talking to someone with the ability to peer through time? God, I'm already speculating off only 5 seconds of footage. Alright, stop. This is hopefully something we'll find out soon. Hopefully, something we'll learn on the 26th. I will definitely be there the exact moment that the content goes live. So if you're interested in seeing a live stream of me going through it, please feel free to follow or subscribe on YouTube or on Twitch, where I'll be streaming it, like I said, the moment the content drops. I'm super excited to see how this story plays out. I really have enjoyed Dark Road so far, and I really can't wait to experience the finale with you guys. Hopefully I'll see you there soon. Alright guys, all the best until the 26th. Bye bye.